Wild boar spare ribs, that's what's for lunch today.
With my homemade rub, a tangy barbecue sauce, and classic potato salad.
First things first, I just want to make my rub real fast. Brown sugar, paprika, salt, ground ginger, cayenne pepper, celery seed, and then garlic and onion powders. Teaspoon and a half of ground black pepper in there. And then I really make sure my rub is nicely incorporated. We have these trimmed off, they're almost St. Louis style, with the rib tips removed. Here's what's interesting about this. It has a very nice layer of exterior fat that's gonna be absolutely delicious when that roasts and caramelizes. The first thing that we wanna do is remove that silver skin. If this silver skin was still on the animal, your rub would not permeate into the meat. I think that'll do. One rack at a time. And when I say rub, I want you to really rub. You can actually see it starting to liquefy. This recipe for rib rub is enough for like 6 or 8 racks. So this goes into the refrigerator for 24, 36, 48 hours, 24 minimum, 36 preferred, 48 rock star. I think this is one of the best cuts off the wild hog to cook, and you can see the rub has permeated there. I have some fruit wood already set on top of the coals so that we're gonna get that beautiful fruit wood smoke in there. By manipulating the vents and the coals, you can keep that temperature at about 250. That's our goal. You wanna make sure that you're going really low and really slow. Remember, 3, 2, 1 is the easiest way to think about barbecuing. That's a ratio, okay? It's not a recipe. I may go an hour and a half on the first cook, an hour wrapped, and then a half-hour reveal. You get it? 3, 2, 1. It's a ratio, not a recipe. All right. I'm gonna take some of my wet hickory chips and just set those down in piles. Then my ribs. Every 45 minutes, we're gonna give these a baste. We'll get a chance to check these. And we'll just keep an eye on that temperature. We'll see how she goes. All right, our mop, salt, chili flake, brown sugar, apple cider vinegar, and a minced onion. All right, now, simmer it for 15 minutes over a nice low heat. So you can see it's gotten a little bit syrupy, and when it cools, we can start basting our ribs. All right, so next up is our barbecue sauce. Apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, salt, chili flake, Worcestershire sauce. And would it really be barbecue sauce without the molasses? I don't think so. Crystal hot sauce, corn syrup, and you can use Heinz chili sauce or ketchup, doesn't really matter. I prefer Heinz chili sauce. It has better seasoning for this, better body. It's a little chunkier. And this goes on to our camp stove. And we're gonna simmer that for 45 minutes to an hour until it's nice, thick barbecue sauce consistency. Look at that body. That is barbecue sauce consistency. We'll put a little bit just to glaze the ribs, but mostly I use this at the table. I want people to pass it. Now, a word about this barbecue sauce. It's very spicy. You don't need a lot of it. This is just to gently glaze. Just give a little bit of chili vinegar tang to our boar ribs and cut through that fat. It's my favorite barbecue sauce ever. I love this stuff. So this has been cooking for about 55 minutes. Baste away off the top. Let the drip of our grill brush pull everything down there. And now we have another round of basting to do in another half hour, 45 minutes. If your beard doesn't smell like smoke, did you really barbecue anything? Oh, those are just looking fantastic. Go in for our second baste. That vinegar, onion, and chili baste on there. You can smell that is just fantastic. And look at the shrinkage. That is really, really nice. So, I've got my butcher paper here, and I'm trying to hold some moisture, but let them slowly continue to roast in a more protected environment than naked and 250 degrees in there. These are perfect with that rub and that baste and the pull from those bones. It's bending a little bit, which lets me know that another hour in here and we should be pretty darn good. This has now been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours. We're still in the 3-to-1 ratio. And here are these gorgeous packets of ribs. I'm going to remove my rib rack because we don't need that anymore. And look at that. Bend test, jiggly, perfect. And it's receded even more from the bone. You can open up your vent. You can open up your bottom vents, increase the airflow. What we're doing is we're raising our heat, probably get it up to about 275 to 300. Leave that there for a half an hour, 35 minutes. We're still in the 3-to-1 ratio, and these should be absolutely perfect. Now, my potato salad is really a classic potato salad. It's super, super simple because what it's going with has so many big flavors.
We boiled the potatoes earlier and chilled them. Now, they're nice and cool.
Our potatoes, I just want to quarter them and place them in to this large mixing bowl. Scallion. I want you to bite down on pieces of scallion. For parsley, same deal. I actually want you to bite down on pieces of parsley. Vinegar gets added to my mayonnaise. That way my vinegar doesn't go soaking into pieces of potatoes. Just a little trick. I'm gonna add my mustard here as well. That vinegar and that mustard is getting nicely incorporated in there. Put this all together. Salt. Nice and peppery. Just stir this to combine. This is just old school potato salad. Now, our celery. You get all of that crunch. Simple and delicious. It's gonna go perfectly with those ribs. So, potato salad goes in the fridge for 15, 20 minutes, then bring it all together for a delicious meal. All right, so these have been cooking for that last part of the 3-to-1 ratio. You can just see they're just absolutely perfect. And all I want to do, put a little bit of sauce on top here, tablespoon or two per rack, and cook them for about another 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Okay, so there's that potato salad. If I was a betting man, I'd say these are gonna be pretty darn tasty. Look at this. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so this is nice and tender. You can wiggle those bones. That is meaty, beady, big, and bouncy, my friends. These have just turned out absolutely perfectly. Look at how moist that meat is. That glaze, that crust, the bark, a little bit of the smoke ring. Wow, that is extraordinary. Look at how tender it comes off the bone. It's melt in your mouth, but it's not falling off the bone. Clean, not swiney at all. And the best thing to go with something that spicy and that fatty and delicious, Grandma's potato salad. Wow. So good. Cuts through the spicy hot barbecue sauce, those gorgeous fatty ribs. Thank you to the good folks at Broken Arrow Ranch for this superb wild boar. This might be the best racks of ribs I've ever made. Wow.